Hello everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. I'm about to jump into day one of the Kaldheim Arena Open. This is going to be best of three sealed deck. You can play best of one, but I always try to play best of three when it's an option. I do not wish to set those sleeves as my default. Come on, good rares. Good rares. What do we got? Showdown of the Skulls is good. The Seeker's Chariot is very, very good. Doomscar can be good. The white decks often in this format want to be more aggressive, which can make it a little bit awkward, but in sealed you don't really want to be that aggressive, although with Showdown on the Skulls you do. So we'll have to see if I can use Doomscar. Cosmos Elixir is fine. Seeker's Chariot, though, that's a big win. Let's move my head. So one of the things about this format in sealed is you oftentimes really want to be a snow deck, but there's not a lot of payoffs for being a white snow deck. So getting snow-covered plains as one of your 6 snow-covered lands, not ideal. I also got a Faceless Haven, so this pool's going to have 7 snow-covered lands, but 2 of them are... This isn't exactly colorless, but a lot of times in the snow deck it doesn't really cast very many of your spells. 2 snow-covered islands, that might be good. 1 Behold the Multiverse, I like that. This Frostfire Arcanist can be quite good, but it's really heavily dependent on what you get. Poison the Cup. 2 Skull Raids. That's the... I got 2 Frostbites as well for the Frostfire Arcanist. Although Frostbite is really not at its best in sealed. If it's only, especially if it's only going to be dealing 2 damage. There just aren't... Sealed isn't that much about killing tiny creatures. Red has a Demon Bolt. Assault Ravager's pretty good. Got some 2-drops. Red looks okay. Black had... Poison the Cup and 2 Skull Raids is pretty nice. This Helm is pretty good, but it doesn't really have creatures. Oh, I have Squash and a Haggy Mob. Well, Haggy Mob's not really that exciting, but... I do like having Squash. Well, in green we've got double Cerus Blackmate and in the Seeker's Chariot. That's pretty nice. Even the 2 Icehide Trolls, I'm not a huge fan of Icehide Troll, but it can be okay. We have Morit. I'm going to have Cerus Packmates to copy, so that's something at least. Green is not very deep, but I do think it has a lot of my best cards. The Seeker's Chariot is by far my best card, I would say. And Cerul's Packmate's one of my best cards. One of my better cards. Is there a lot of draw to playing blue? I get 2 Snowlands, and I do have those 2 Icehide Trolls in green. I wanted to be green-blue. I had 3 Seasons, which is like a snow-specific saga, but it's not really... You need a really high density of snow cards for this to be good. And they can't even really be Snowlands, because like your Snowlands don't really go to the graveyard, so you have to mill them. This card, in order for this card to be good, you want to have a lot of like snow-based creatures that are going to die, and that doesn't happen all that often. I guess I have Morit, so I have 1, and my Icehide Trolls could maybe die. Although the main value of an Icehide Troll is it doesn't die. I do have these Frostbites that would go to my graveyard. Should I try to do something with these white cards? I have 5 1-drops. They're all actually... Codespell Cleric's a little mediocre, but the other 2 are pretty strong. I actually have a lot of creatures in white. There's like 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 9? It's 9 creatures that are playable. I wouldn't say any of them are standouts, but I could probably actually just build a white-red aggressive deck with this pool. And it would be pretty respectable. And I have this land, auras and equipment. I think I have 1 pick. And I've got, oh, I have a helm, and I have Valor of the Worthy and Spectral Shield Steel. Seems kind of weird not to play with the Seeker's Chariot, but maybe this is the way to do it. I'm not going to play Doomscar for now in this deck either. So I would have... Do I want the pup? Do I want to have 6 1-drops? No. Maybe. Maybe the pup is better than some of those white ones. This can't deal damage to players, right? Any target actually can deal damage to players. And then obviously we would play this stuff, which is part of the appeal. I don't think there's any way I'm getting to enough snow-covered lands that I'm going to put Faceless Haven in my deck. This deck actually honestly doesn't seem that bad. I'll probably cut like 1 of the 1-drops. And then add like a 4-drop. Which would probably be Dwarven Reinforcements. Dwarven Reinforcements gets... You want to have Berserker synergies or like have a lot of equipment in your deck. I have 2 equipment, but I don't... I think it's weaker than the other 4-drops. Look at his Frenzied Raider. I have the Pup, 2 Braggarts, and the Battershield Warrior. That's not bad. I have the Haggy Mob too. Yeah, honestly, this deck is pretty respectable. This is not normally how you want to build a sealed deck. What's the worst? Valor of the Worthy is actually fine. I think the worst is maybe one of these Code Spell Clerics. Is it possible I don't want to have Squash in my deck? How many giants are there? 1, 2... Not surprisingly, none of these small white creatures are giants. So this is certainly a possibility. Let's look at what else I could do, though. So what if we were more of a like a Teamer Snow deck? Don't think that would make it. Probably the Cosmos Elixir makes it. I have a lot of these lands. I guess they would probably get played. In this deck, probably I play Squash. Definitely still play Demon Bolts. Maybe these Frostbites make it. This thing makes it. Probably. Well, Haggy Mob is probably just a better card than Grizzled Outrider. Unless I just don't have a lot of red sources in my deck. which I'd have to figure that out. And I could play this thing, although I think it's the worst of the 4-drops. Certainly if you're counting the pack mate as a 4-drop. I get to play Behold. Have I made the Frostpire Arcanist a good card? No. I could play Depart the Realms. I don't think black offers enough to really be played. How many lands do I have right now? Only 13. So I'd be adding 3 lands, and I need to add 5 spells. 5 is a pretty big number. Am I close to wanting this? Not really. Oh, it's only snow permanents. You can't even get frostbite. Yeah, so I definitely don't want that. I guess I could play more of the cheap red cards. Make red more of a base color. Certainly this would be good. These other red cards are all kind of weak in this style of deck. And blue really, I mean, there's filler stuff, but it doesn't look particularly good. This deck I get to play these 3 green cards that I like a lot. And then other than that, it's not much to recommend it. Which the red-white deck is playing Showdown of the Scalds. I guess I could try to fit Showdown of the Scalds into this deck. It's not going to be nearly as good of a Showdown of the Scalds deck as the first one. And I'm getting a few more of these lands, but between the Frostpire, the Slumber Mound, and whatever the Armory, I think the Frostpire is the weakest in sealed. The Armory was strong in the red-white deck for sure. I kind of like that red-white deck. I think that's what I'm going to play. Which is surprising to me to... It's very strange to me to have a Seeker's Chariot in my sealed pool and not wind up playing it, but I think it's the right decision here. And then 7 planes, I think. Is there a reason to have a snow land in my deck? I think there's no reason at all to have a snow land. And somebody could have like Redain in their deck. So I think we'll not play that snow-covered mountain. Even if I'm in a matchup where I think I want to board in the Frostbites, I can't get up to enough to power them up to 3 damage, so I don't think I'd ever have the snow land in my deck. I guess I have 2 snow lands, but that's still not even enough were I to draw them all. I don't think Wings of the Cosmos or Warhorn Blast belong. I want to have enough auras and equipments in my deck that I have targets for this, especially in you know, I'm not going to activate this on turn 5 ever, hopefully. So, you know, turn 8, I want to activate this and still have 2 things left in my deck to get. So I've got 2 auras, right? I've got Valor of the Worthy and Spectral Steel, and I've got 2 equipment. This is not going to be the greatest Spectral Steel deck in the world. I have 1 card that can loot things away. This is not an aura, sadly. So we got 17 creatures, which you can't see because it's under my face. 16 land. 4 things that enhance our creatures. 2 removal spells and a card drawing. And then Basalt Ravager is going to be a removal spell of sorts. I don't have a ton of evasion. It's the only thing that's a little bit sad. Let's give it a try. Don't have any cheap creatures and I'm missing a color of mana. We'll pass on that one. This hand is also not very good, but if I draw a second land, I can loot. I think this is better than the 5-card hand. I think my opponent mulliganed as well. Although they were smart and drew sufficient lands. Do I want to loot this turn? I think I do. I think I'm just going to discard Squash. I think if they equip their Horizon Seeker and attack me, my plan is to just chump with the Code Spell Cleric. Not give him a treasure, not take 4 damage. Like I'm cracking back for a good amount here. Suppose if they got a mountain and they play a removal spell, it's less good for me. They may not be able to attack with the Horizon Seeker this turn. I'm going to jump with the Batter Shield Warrior. Let's see what they can do. They can probably play 2 spells now. That's a pretty good one. Oh, it's only for 1 damage? That's less good. I thought they were going to get to kill the Batter Shield Warrior. And they got Squash. That's pretty good too. I think I'm gonna let them trade the Frenzied Raider with the Basalt Ravager if that's what they want to do. And I'm just gonna Demon Bolt the Horizon Seeker. Could have put him to 4 and still had the Frenzied Raider, but the Frenzied Raider trades with the Horizon Seeker next turn anyway. Just provoke the trolls. The trolls are angry. No, a life gain card. I hate it. Backup life gain card, I hate it even more. still win if I draw. Oh, they have so many Provoke the Trolls in their deck. Well, that wasn't a very good draw. I think I saw enough stuff that I want to invoke the Divine. I guess I might want a Frostbolt, though. Frostbite. Probably over Squash. I want the second Frostbite. I think I'll be happy with just the one. This deck doesn't so far seem to want to win very much. I have 8 white sources that I'm drawing 2. And I also have, this is maybe my best 2-drop to play on turn 2. It's the only thing this hand has gone for. I was also about to say, this guy is also a redraw to a white source. Ditch the Battlefield Raptor. Berserker and a Berserker, so this would be dealing 2 damage currently. 2 warriors. Spirit Warrior. I'm beginning to sense that there's another new sealed deck in my future. Berserker, Dwarf Berserker, and a Giant Warrior. No, I'm not going to not spend 4 mana this turn. My deck is still capable of winning this game. We just need to draw a white land and then flip the top deck showdown on the Scalds. Alright. Plan is happening slightly out of order, but it could still work. Drawing to 7 untapped white sources. Oh, there we go. We're on the board with an untapped white. Please don't play anything good. Ravenous Lindworm. That's not good. It certainly doesn't count as good. It's actually somewhat manageable, though, potentially. Life linking. Now it's getting real. I think Plains is a good draw next time. That was an okay draw. Please don't die, Axgard Bogart. Axgard Braggart, not a Bogart. Plays around Mammoth Growth and Run Amok. Also just do this. Yeah, I think I like that better. I did that because I have Cole the Forge Master. So I'm getting this back, even though it's going to be a lot smaller. But it's really hard. The Lindworm needs to die in this combat. And assuming that happens, and I'm left with one of these two creatures, I think I'll be in fine shape. I should have known that we're going to have 7 million copies of Provoke the Trolls in their hand. Just doing that to get the counter on the Speed Raider. I think I'll put a counter on the Skull Valkyrie. Lame. The Haggis Mob. I think they should have killed Cole with Provoke the Trolls rather than they killed like the 2/2 boasting guy. Or maybe they killed something else. I don't know. Cole was the problem for them though. I didn't change my sideboarding because I do still think Frostbite is a good card. I'm a little concerned that I don't have a lot of answers to Ravenous Lindworm. I don't know that my deck beats a lifelinking Ravenous Lindworm all that often. You would have been good early. Well, actually, I still would have just played the Goldman pick. If I had any, like, 1 or 2 mana creature, I would have played Frostbite on this for Horizon Seeker. But as it is, I think I'm just going to have to let it hit me once and give them a land. I don't really want to be trying to play longer games with my deck. Oh, maybe they just won't attack me. I could go for a no attacks here. Valkmira is really, really annoying. It jumped? Alright. Maybe I can beat Valkmira. Grizzled Outrider. Please don't hurt my creatures. I know that you want to provoke the trolls on the Axe Guard, braggart. I know it. Masked Vandal. Yuck. That's all I have to say about that is yuck. I did it. I got the Grizzled Outrider off the board. It cost me more than a lot, though. Threatening to double block the Stormseeker. Battlefield Raptor's pretty useless with Valkmira in play. I can put the Goldvein pick on it. It's not very exciting. And I guess I will do that. This is going to eat my Craven Hulk, right? guess if I move the pick to the Berserker, they can eat the Berserker instead. I think I'm fine with that. I can go get a Helm and a Valor of the Worthy next turn. If they play Ravenous Lindworm, I am not going to win. Bear's Helm, maybe beat that one. Master Skull, does they have anything to get back? Fall of the Imposter? Well, that's not very fair. I made a big blocker. It's not going to be enough, though. Gives him enough to block the Master Scald. Mirror is so hard to beat in the games when it's good. I maybe couldn't really afford to attack with the Battlefield Raptor, but I kind of feel like I just can't win this game. No, that doesn't even kill the Master Scald. Oh wait, it did kill it. I can't do math. It did 6 damage to it effectively. And Assault Ravager to the face to finish me off. 6 damage to any target. I think they could have killed me, but I'm just as dead this way. Attempt number 2. Let's see if we can get a win this time. Just one match win to start things off, get the ball rolling. I've got a Reckless Crew, which is, I think it's the worst rare in the set, probably. I do have Halvar, who's extremely good. Doomscar again, which is awkward like last time. The Necromancer and Dream Devourer, which I don't like Dream Devourer at all. The Necromancer can be good, though. Four Doomscar Oracles. If only that was a better card. It's not a useless card, but it's not very good. So this guy is... You may attach an aura or equip attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So you can move your auras and equipments on things that you control. And then the backside is good too. 2 Behold the Multiverses and a Frostfire Arcanist. That's something. Two copies of Raise the Draugr, Feed the Serpent. Looks like I have a lot of red cards. None of them are all that exciting, though. Doomscar Titan's good. Alright, here we have some more going on. We've got a Binding of the Old Gods, which is quite good. 2 Cerul's Packmates. Maja. 1 Gold Vein pick to go with Halvar, potentially. So it could maybe be like a white-green deck splashing black for the Necromancer and Binding of the Old Gods. Like maybe Feed the Serpent if my mana works. Doesn't really make that much sense to try to be a white deck. The appeal of being a white deck this time is I do have Doomscar, and like I think that it could be good in a, I think I might be able to get to a more controlling deck. Last time my deck was just all 1-drop, so it didn't make a ton of sense. I also have 2 green-blue lands. And I have Narfi. I could play everything but red. And my mana would be okay-ish, I think, if I did that. We've got Glittering Frost, which is obviously really good fixing. Horizon Seeker and Gold Vein Pick are like somewhat fixing. I don't know if I'd play all 3 Masked Vandals, but I would certainly play some of them. What am I giving up by not playing red? Like Squash and Arnie Slays the Troll. So if this are my appealing black cards. I guess Narfi is somewhat appealing. Trickster got heist. I had a draft deck where I played 2 of these, but I think it's generally just not very good. I could maybe play this. It's double black, and I think black is going to be the color I have the fewest sources of. So I don't know that I want it comes into play tapped land that only works really late in the game, and this thing mills you too. So by the time it's working, I might be worried about decking myself. I have 2 Horizon Seekers. Let's start with only 2 of that guy. Now the question is, can I make the mana work with the white cards? And also the question is, are the white cards actually any good? So I'm getting Halvar. Halvar is not going to be exceptional in this deck, but still probably worth it. Doomscar, which I do think is actually going to be pretty good in this deck. Iron Verdict would be fine. Stormseeker's fine. Bound to Gold is fine. Clarion Spirit is fine. I do get a Snowland out of this white as well. This helps me to cast really not all that much. Makes Binding of the Old Gods cheaper, like Gold Vein Pick. It's not that exciting. I might have enough planes in my deck that this thing is worth playing. I don't think I want the plow. These Doomscar Oracles are kind of whatever. I can play them or not, it doesn't really matter. Do I have enough overlap that I want to play a Raise the Draugr? Maybe. This is 17 lands right now, it is. Oh, I guess I'm not playing any blue beyond Narfi currently. So I could be doing that. I don't think I have enough to play the Frostpire Arcanist. With 2 Beholds. I don't think I'm going to play 2 Raise the Draugrs. No. Mora is double blue. I think double blue is a little bit too far. Didn't I have Snow-Covered Swamps? No, yeah, I do. There they are. So with a single island, I'm at 4 blue sources if you count the Shimmerdrift Veil. And kind of 5 with the Glittering Frost and then the Horizon Seeker. So I definitely I can get away with playing 1 island for these 3 blue cards. I have 3 black for 2. I could get away without playing the basic swamp. I might want to, or might decide that I can afford to, but I don't have to. I think the swamp would probably be better as a forest. But it's a functional mana base for the spells I've selected. So I'm going to play 1 more spell on top of these. It shouldn't be a double black or a double blue card, though, the way that I've built my mana base. How many creatures do I have right now? 13. So what are my options for my last card? A 3rd Vandal, which I'm not really very excited about. I'm definitely not going to play this Port of Carfell, because I want to play 1 island to get with the Horizon Seekers. And I don't want to play more blue lands. It's not going to be Morit. Morit would be okay in the sense that it's pretty good at copying Cyril's Packmates. But it's too hard to cast. And actually, I just don't have enough targets, really. How many do I have every snow land I opened in my deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7. Didn't realize you could get 7. I guess does the Shimmerdrift Veil not come in the snow land slot, maybe? So I could play a Raise the Draugr or a white creature, I think are basically my choices. Or a Guardian Gladewalker. Don't just want vanilla 2/2? Probably not. The one thing this deck is a little bit lacking in is removal. I have Doomscar, Binding the Old Gods, and Iron Verdict right now. I don't think I want to splash for Raven Form. I have Bounded Gold as well. think I'm just going to play one Starnheim Courser. It helps me with the mana a tiny bit, but also just it's a flyer that I can put the pick on. This end's perfectly fine. It's a little bit awkward that I think I have to put this on white instead of black, because I don't really have that many black sources in my deck if I'm not taking advantage of them. Taking advantage of the Shimmeridrift Veil to get a black source. Come on, opponent. Don't kill my Stormseeker. Don't do anything on your turn. Just have nothing. And then I draw an untapped land. Let the Gold Vein pick do its work. I guess I could play a 1/1. Or like a 3-mana 2/2. I don't know what 3-mana 2/2 they would have in their deck. Okay, that's kind of like doing nothing. I'll take it. Possible they have Frostbite. Well, it's not possible given that they're not getting priority. Don't need to worry about that. And I can Binding of the Old Gods this Gold Vein pick if I want, so it's really not that annoying that they have a Death Touch equipment. I think you can also Bounding Gold it, yeah. So this has to stay in play in order to be able to cast the creatures. They opted for doing nothing on their turn. I think that there's a removal spell in my future. It's the Jarl of the Forsaken. Okay. I guess I would have been better off the way things worked out had I played the Necromancer pre-combat, but they might not have played it the same way. Like, if they had a removal spell in their hand, they might have saved it for the Draugr Necromancer. I don't feel that bad about how that worked out. I do feel a little bit bad that I, again, don't have access to black mana for the Binding of the Old Gods. I'm going to get this out of the way, which will allow the Necromancer to get through, which will give me a treasure, which I will then be able to use to potentially cast Binding of the Old Gods. The one downside about what I've just done is that if they Skull Raid me this turn, it's going to be pretty painful. Harder, not that painful. Because now on my turn I'm going to Binding of the Old Gods the pick, then I'll struggle for Skemfar the Carter. I think I'm just going to not foretell the Iron Verdict. It saves me from spending my treasure, and also at the end of the game they'll get to see that I have Iron Verdict in my deck if it's still in foretell, which I think they're pretty close to conceding, so there's no reason to show them the Iron Verdict when I don't really need to save the mana on the foretell. Bunner, I'm stealing all your guys. Although Draugr Necromancer, it meant that they didn't lose life from the Carter. Oh no, this only applies to attacking creatures. So they're like a red-black deck. So a pick. I don't have Invoke the Divine this time anyway. I do have a million Masked Vandals though. I don't know that based on what I saw, that I want a third Masked Vandal yet. I'll have to make do with just the two. Didn't see anything that was so good that I feel like I need Raven Form or Trickster God's Heist in my deck. So we'll just go with this. This is effectively 6 lands, 1 spell. But it's a good 2-drop. It's all of my colors. And I really hate mulliganing. I think it's going to work out fine. I have a double Behold the Multiverse in my deck, which is a really strong card to be drawing to if you just have a lot of lands. Should I sack this? I don't think so. The logic behind not sacking it there is that I'll probably eventually be able to chump with it to prevent some amount of damage, and they have the pick in play, so I'm potentially preventing them from getting a treasure by chumping. If the board gets gummed up, I'll let it go. I also have Masked Vandal in my deck, which I could wind up getting the Wither Crown off of my guy. That seems kind of unlikely since I have no cards in my graveyard at present. This thing gets flying when they play 2 spells on a turn. They're down to only 2 cards in their hand. And they would need 2 more Snowlands before they can start using the Faceless Haven. I'm not going to foretell this, I'm just going to leave my mana up in case I somehow need to bring back Narfi. Can't bring back Narfi from that. I'm surprised they took the hit. Why I don't know why they took the hit. Matter what I get. I don't think so. Yikes. Didn't enjoy that one. Oh. Block the other way. Just gave him 3 choices. Not my strongest choice. Could really go for a Cerul's Packmate this turn. That makes sense to do what they did with their Dream Devourer. I'm going to say no. There's some value for me to hold lands in my hand. I guess I'm dead if they had 2 spells in their hand to foretell. But I think they would have, if they had any spells, they would have foretold one of them last turn. I didn't really want to just hang back. Chump with the Starnheim Courser. So I have Maga, I think is the name in the card in my deck, so I want to hold a land in my hand for that. If possible. I guess I should block if they attack, because the only way they punish me for blocking is if they have the spell to foretell. And if they have a spell to foretell, I just die, so. Seems like a spot where I have to block. They do attack. Ooh. So what's the plan here? I guess we know that the card in their hand is a land, so I'm just gonna put them in one turn of being able to kill them. And I'll have this guy to chump the Carful Kennel Master. And I want to play my land because if they draw, well, if they draw a removal spell, they're going to kill the Horizon Seeker and I'm going to die. I'll keep this. Horizon Seeker isn't one of the better cards in this format, but it is a card I enjoy. Like, I think it's certainly not overpowered, but it's a card that's fun to play with. And it like enables your deck to do somewhat interesting things because you can play a bunch of colors. Mardu Replicating Ring. I was expecting their deck to be more aggressive. Am I getting Iron Verdicted? What's the verdict on the Iron Verdict? This is not looking good for me. I'm going to play the Horizon Seeker. Hopefully my next turn is going to be attack, boast, get a land, masked vandal, the replicating ring. It uses my mana in the most efficient way possible, and I do want to get a land off this Horizon Seeker because it enables me to cast these 2 cards that right now I can't cast. Well, it enables me to cast one of the 2, which I think will be... I think I'll get a swamp. I get snow-covered swamp if I get the option here. I want to avenge Skemfar. Get where you're coming from, opponent. I get where you're coming from. So they get life here, but you don't get a card from the game when Avenger dies. It's a pretty big drawback to the card. I don't think I played anything that gets creatures back from my graveyard, with the exception of the Narfi. The Narfi comes back. I see them targeting my Masked Vandal, and I like it. Please kill my Masked Vandal. I always forget that this card also buffs your zombies, not just your snow creatures. It actually buffs, what, my Masked Vandals, my Draugr Necromancer. Maybe I have a couple other things as well. It's pretty nice. So they need 2 blue before this starts doing anything. That is feeling kind of optimistic. Let's see if we can bluff a damage. Oh, opponent's having none of it. This card is not good. Why is their deck constructed like this? Wait, their deck is... It's too many cards, too. I think they're just playing all their cards. I'll take that. Usually you don't get to play very many creatures off the Necromancer. I'm already up to 3 creatures in the 2 times I've drawn it. It's pretty unusual. They're still getting priority for some reason, though. I wanted Raider Scarf to be a good card in this limited format. It's not really. It's not 100% unplayable, but it's pretty bad. I guess I'm going to start out by casting this. I'm going to want to play 2 spells on my turn to trigger the Clarion Spirit. And I'm probably going to want to cast Glittering Frost anyway, because it allows the Narfi to start coming back if I need it to. Probably they're just going to die in this combat, but we'll see. They didn't have anything last turn, and they drew Raider's card for the turn. Oh. Now it's revealed what they've had all along. It was Invoke Divine all along. So they're not going to die. They could have Invoked Divine one of their own cards to not die this turn as well. This really, I wouldn't say changed too much, if anything at all. I'm not even going to play anything. They could have Doomscar off the top of their deck. I'd kill them through any creature I think they might play. Maybe if they had something that made 2 creatures. No, not even that. They killed the one thing that comes back. So their deck was just a mishmash of cards. It looks like they were playing all their cards or close to all of their cards. So I'm not going to be sideboarding based on like trying to cards that are good against a particular style of deck. And I didn't see any individual cards that were so good that I really wanted to would want to sideboard against them. The only thing I learned from that game is that they have Invoke the Divine in their deck. And I guess Iron Verdict got the potential that this is going to wear the pick and start getting me mana. I suppose I could have boarded in the 3rd Masked Vandal, because they did have a lot of random artifacts and enchantments. Who is the worst of my people? I think it might be Clarion Spirit. Clarion Spirit is closer to being castable than Halvar, but if I drew a plane, so it would have been nice to be able to cast Clarion Spirit that turn. I was thinking though, like by the time I draw planes, the Clarion Spirit may not even be much of anything. I can potentially play Halvar next turn and be double striking with a pick. Just generating massive amounts of mana. I think they would chump with the Elder Fang Disciple at that point. They're going to attack me though with their 1/1 lifelink. Do not want to move the pick. I want to double strike. Get 2 treasures. Let's play my Horizon Seeker. I think I'm not attacking with the Masked Vandal this turn, so I think I won't use that. I guess if I were to assume that they're always going to chump there and miss the damage, I don't know if that's a good assumption to make though. This Gates of Istvel is not very practical in their deck. I'm sorry to say, opponent. If I struggle to Skemfar pre-combat, I can't use my Horizon Seeker, which I want to do this time. Also, as long as they keep jumping the Horizon Seeker, game's not going to go well for them. Would I have killed them? I guess I could have killed them potentially if the struggles for Skemfar resolves. I didn't think about that. This match, I probably haven't played that tight, but it's... I don't do a good job maintaining my concentration when I'm playing against someone who does not really seem to have the fundamentals of competitive Magic down yet. Carry me to victory, Horizon Seeker. I was looking at my deck and thinking, does it really make sense to play white? I guess these two cards in the Doomscar are enough of a reason. Four, no specialties. I think that was a better play than Masked Vandaling, the Gold Vein pick. Maybe it wasn't. I want to have Halvar block this Elder Leaf Mentor if they decide to attack. I also didn't really want to trade Halvar for the Mentor and token. I guess I'll trade Halvar for the Mentor now, rather than give them a treasure. Does that make sense? Nah, I actually don't think that makes sense. The way the game's played out, I think I would be in better shape if I'd played the Masked Vandal and Sword of the Realms on turn 4. Come on, Glittering Frost. Forest. Not the stuff the dreams are made of. They're an Arnie themed deck. It's their second Arnie themed card that they've played. Arnie Slays the Troll and Arnie Broken Brow. This is a lot of damage I'm taking. Come on, Blue Source into Doomscar. That's what we're looking for here. Or Snow-Covered Forest. Blue Scores into Doomscar. Guess I'll double block. It maybe makes it like I don't know if I'm in the spot where I'd literally have to draw a Doomscar next turn. I go to 1 next turn if I just jump the Axguard Cavalry, but I'm gonna find my Doomscar here. And everything's going to be great. Let's behold this multiverse. No. Okay on the lands. Have things turned around? Realistically, if they just have a creature here, it's going to be a little bit awkward. Still don't even have black mana. Against a black deck, it would have made a lot of sense to foretell there. I think against the colors they're showing, it's better to just have the card in my hand. Getting a free land. Couldn't really do anything about that. It helps them, like, moderately at this point in the game, I would say. I think it's annoying. Now I can start attacking with the Story Seeker next turn. Or I can't. Ugh. 3/5. So deep into my deck and I'm still like having to use these treasures to fix my colored mana situation. I drew a lot of my basic forests and plains this game. I'm just going to attack with everything this turn. That was a comeback. That was a comeback. Did they play... They played a pick, a helm, a second pick, and an Arnie Slays the Troll. I saw maybe a little bit more than half of their deck. I'm going to play a third Masked Vandal. This hand's not going to do it. It's actually kind of close, though. There were worse plans than keeping one land in this, like a forest and a Sorrel Packmate. I think I can do better. I would have kept that if I had already mulliganed once. I'm going to ditch a snow-covered plain, or a basic plains. This will be played on black. Hopefully I've got a better plan for next turn than just Behold the Multiverse. But I guess not. Did they mulligan multiple times this game? I think they only mulliganed once. Yeah, this is the first extra land they've gotten from the Horizon Seeker. I won all those. A little bit short on green mana now. I want to potentially force them to trade with the Stormseeker so I can Masked Vandal this Raven's Wings. Alright. I get a 5, I'm gonna go back up to 8. We'll be able to cast a Cyril's Packmate. I think there's any value in moving the pick. I probably would have moved the pick if it wasn't going to cost me a treasure, but I don't think it was worth a treasure to move the pick. It's probably the better way to say it. Really need a creature to die. Probably the Story Seeker will die in this combat now. If they're crafty, they might just block with only the 1/1. They weren't that crafty. Now what? I'm just going to pass and I'll play Behold the Multiverse. I could have played Behold the Multiverse on my turn. potentially gotten a land and then equipped the pick, which, as it turns out, would have worked out better. Actually, I don't know that it really mattered. So what do I want from this behold? A land? Maybe a 3-mana creature would be good. Possible their hand is 2 lands. I guess it's possible. I got pretty lucky to draw that forest there, because without the forest, the Horizon Seeker was going to be not particularly useful. First game was really close. This game's been really close too. It's been a good match. I'll like it better if I win. Made it 2. But they're empty-handed. I can come back from this. I think I'm gonna play Maja, Masked Vandal the Arnie. And I get a land. I get a trigger from the landfall as well. The next turn I can play Halvar. Wait, why didn't this trigger? I don't understand what happened. Did I click through the trigger on Halvar? Do I not know how Halvar works? I think I clicked through the trigger. That's pretty painful. All right. I'll keep this. Obviously, it could wind up going a little bit bad if I don't draw an island or a second, well, an island or 2 planes. I already drew 1 planes. There we go, second planes. Just what I wanted. It's not too much. think if this thing gets to connect and finds me, I think I would go for an island. That was definitely worth it. I'll play this just to prevent some damage from a red-black deck. Gum up the board some, so Doomscar gets to do something potentially. I want to Doomscar that guy away, everything away this turn. I don't think I need to yet. It's going to be funny if they Immerstorm Skullcairn me and I discard the Narfi, and it means I can get the Narfi into play even though I don't have a black land yet. I would need to have another snow-covered non-black land before that could happen, though. Play what you got. Is it the Jarl of the Forsaken? Assault Ravager, okay. Probably would not have blocked if I didn't have Doomscar. Another creature, no. Could go for a black land. One black land, please. No. It's going to be optimistic that I don't need the Horizon Seeker to find my black land, which was perhaps too optimistic. I did find the third snow land though, so we're looking. Oh, am I getting run amok? No. We're looking good for this Skullcairn discarding Narfi plan. The Helm is quite good. I do have another Masked Vandal left in my deck. That is not a Masked Vandal for people who are wondering. Please Skullcairn me this turn. I think they're going to do it. It worked. My evil plan, it worked. Now, the part of the game where I'm still at 6 life is not great. It's a stupid Dream Devourer. Guess I'm gonna fight the Dream Devourer. Played one Behold. I think I'm gonna hold both lands in case of Skull Raid. That ain't good. I think I need Masked Vandal now. Halvar doesn't do it. So they were just like red-black. Nothing special. Probably just in their deck for snow stuff. Saw Way Down, Basalt Ravager. It's disappointing to lose to that draw that they had. There's no way that that was the best cards in their deck. think I'm going to keep, and I think I'm going to bottom Halvar. Just try to play my curve. Bounding Gold seemed good against their deck. They had a lot of 4 and 5 mana creatures that were just about attacking. Well, this is probably part of the explanation for why the Alpine Meadow is in their deck. Don't have another removal spell. Ugh. Not fair. Doing okay, as long as they don't have anything too crazy in their hand. They have the card door, which I'm gonna bind in gold. An alpha? Well, they have to alpha. Do I need to move? Should I move my equipment? I don't think I should. Go for a Sorul's Pack-Mate on my turn. That would be acceptable. I accept. Is it worth attacking? Get a treasure. I have a removal spell. I'm going to take 6. 5. I think it's worth attacking. Forgot about the card drawer triggers. The Necromancer is actually a pretty good draw because it shuts off the card drawer triggers. among other things. It doesn't. I don't think it shuts them off for tokens. This is probably says non-token. Yeah, but now if the frenzied raider dies when it attacks, the Carter, the drain doesn't happen. Scry 3. This seems like I'm in a bit of a pickle. Could I draw that would be good? Probably just Behold the Multiverse is my best draw. Shrulf's Packmate would be okay. One top. Got a fancy hat. What's this card? Blood Sky Massacre. Doesn't make any sense to block with Maja and the 3/3 because my creatures would both die anyway. Narfi. Is that on board? Man, I wonder if there was a better way to play this game. I kind of think not. I didn't draw enough card advantage stuff. Alright, well that's the end of attempt number 2. I'm going to end the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll probably make some more attempts. I don't know if I'll make another video, though. I will be back for day 2 of the Open for the draft. So stay tuned if you want to see that.